and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. As usual, I'm Louise Goble and I'll be your host for the next 30 minutes or so. Today we find ourselves at the KZN Midland Theater at the gorgeous, beautiful Lythwood Luxury Hotel, which is actually an award-winning hotel. The 6th annual DSTV International Food and Music Festival opened its doors at the prestigious Kyalami Grand Prix. This festival is the biggest and most popular of its kind throughout Africa, with a whopping 40,000 people going through its gates each day. Well, this is no surprise, as the headlining artist for this year was none other than Miss Erica Badu. Of course, Trendz Travel was there to get the lowdown with the festival director.
We created Delicious in Africa, for Africa, because we felt that there was a lot of people in this territory that still want to go to a music festival, but you know, they don't really want to stand in a muddy field and eat a hot dog. People wanted more. They wanted to bring their kids. So Delicious has got a massive kids zone for 2,000 kids. So people wanted quality food, quality drinks, quality environments like the ones we're sitting in. I mean, look at this around us now. We're sitting in a car park, but you know, these units, 4 or 5 million rand to build. But people wanted more. And the other interesting thing is Delicious next year is in London. We're part of a big London initiative now, Miami, Copenhagen, Kenya, Nairobi in Kenya, and then Lagos. So this property, and in entertainment we call it IP, this IP is now being exported all over the world from Johannesburg, which also means for us, I've got a very young team in this country that are now working on every corner of the world delivering Delicious. We're now up to 40,000, 150 food traders, 5 pop-up restaurants, 9 hospitality units, a dance stage and a main stage. This year we've got Erica Badu, D-Influence, we've got Jazzanova, and we've also got a dance stage for the first time, which is paying homage to the dance music scene here in South Africa. We've got Christos, Vinny, all the original old school guys, and then a couple of international guests, which is Louis Vega and Todd Terry. So really exciting year, and we're really looking forward to getting down there and delivering the show. Every single artist we've ever approached and said, we're the biggest festival in South Africa, do you want to come? They've never said no. So that's not for us to do. The people of South Africa are doing a real good job of that, thank you. If I tell you how I feel. Everybody's trying to get Sade. I mean, we know Sade wants to come. Sade's been in hiding for 4 years, she's not performed. We're talking to a lot of artists. And remember what we also do, we're a consumer-led festival. So we allow the consumers to tell us who they want to see. So you'll see on our Facebook page in February, we'll ask our fans, who do you want to see this year? We collate every single reply. And we collate it on a spreadsheet, and then we take that information and we say, there you go, there's our talent for next year. So it's really voted in by our fans. Year one, we realised that with all the restaurants, for example, we built all the restaurants with tables of 4, and then we booked the restaurant out, but then everybody arrived in couples, and we were like, oh my God, we just lost half of our seating space. So there was so many crazy learnings along the way. If you look at the Reuben Riffle restaurant here this week, you'll see that the tables are all long benches, and because it's a music festival environment, people are happy to sit with strangers. Yes. It's cool. Hey, how's it? You know, that's magical for me. But my goodness, there's been so many learnings in this territory.
Well guys, you know we love hearing from you, so why don't you hit us up on Instagram or on Twitter on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag TrendzTravel.
Hey, amakhazi asibulele since kusilele asifathimbaula la kuyabanda le goli, and then sesize sadecide ukuthi sivele sibase umlilo khona sokhona nokufudumala kusebenzeki na kahle.
Police killers are not coming from the sky. They are actually coming from the communities where we are. So it cannot be correct.
We regret what has happened because the strike affects everyone. So is electricity. Electricity also affects everyone. It's a community problem.
We are owning ESCO. currently we could not reconcile the bill, what they bill us, with theirs. We could not agree.
News at 9. We go beyond the headlines of the day and breaking news to bring you all the angles and in-depth analysis of stories that impact your life. We are on the ball with all economic stories. Our bureaus around the globe are ready to connect you to events as and when they happen. So join us every day at 9 to zoom in on the day's big stories.
The United States will not be a migrant camp, and it will not be a refugee holding facility. It won't be. We can't allow that to happen to the United States, not on my watch.
The N2 is currently closed between the Garden Route Mall as well as Pakal Stop due to a violent protest that is taking place inside Thembaletu. The residents are demanding services.
Mr. Willems elected not to participate in this investigation. We have gone out of our way to appoint an independent somebody to look at this matter.
It's important for us to not close the door on Ashwin because we still believe that he's got a lot of value to add.
Welcome back, trendy travellers. Just when we thought that the east side of the city of Joburg was beyond repair, along came the Maboneng precinct. With its creative take on arts and the history of Johannesburg, it has become the place to be. And it's been getting recognition throughout the world. So, way to go, Maboneng.
The famous Maboneng precinct is a vibrant neighborhood downtown Johannesburg.
So we know Maboneng is one of the coolest hangout spots in Africa, offering a diverse number of culinary, art, fashion, living and working spaces. Today, it is recognized by Forbes as one of the 12 coolest spots in the world.
Everyone just keep on my tail, watch the cars, it's a busy street.
This urban district is constantly transforming and becoming better and better. There's no better way to get to know a place than on foot. So we took a walk around to check out new spots and also to find out what sets Maboneng apart from the rest of Johannesburg.
It is important where we're standing now because this was the beginning of Maboneng. This is called Arts on Main. You'll see on the facade it's written DF Collet. DF Collet as of 1st of October, we're going to be calling this Dual City. And we're going to have a huge urban farm, 4,000 residential units, as well as sporting facilities. And the idea is to turn Fork Street into the longest and safest pedestrian street in Africa.
The streets of Maboneng capture the essence of Africa, lined with musicians and vendors selling colorful beadwork, African prints and food. Of course, I had to do a little shopping.
This artwork that you see here is done by an artist called Kim Lieberman. She's got a studio here at Arts on Main, and it's called The Human Intersection. The human intersection is quite a repetitive theme in all her artworks. It's inspired by a grandmom's crocheting, knitting. So this web that you see, connecting all these characters are the first artists, business people, sales agents that took a risk in coming into this area in the year 2009. When everyone was like, no, do not go to Johannesburg, it's dangerous. So this is to celebrate all these icons, to say it takes more than one person in developing a neighborhood, it takes a community. So Maboneng itself is founded by a young guy, his name is Jonathan Liebman, whom at age 24, after traveling around the world and seeing how other cities were functioning, he came back and he was very frustrated about how young people were existing in Johannesburg. They were all in northern suburbs, behind high walls, electrified fences, and not really engaging with each other. He came back and he was like, no man, we need to change that. And obviously the first development was Arts on Main. After the success of Arts on Main, we started realizing that people are not just interested in coming to the city to look at artwork, have a cup of coffee and run back to the northern suburbs. They're interested in living, working and engaging in the inner city. And that's how the Ethiopian neighborhood was born.
The old buildings are decorated with bright colors. It is a graffiti haven. If you appreciate street art, then you'll sure love this place. The iArt Joburg project in 2012 made the transition from exclusive gallery space to inclusive community space, a confirmation that street art is fine art.
Imagine that.
If and when you get tired of walking, you can always get on a bike. There's different bicycle tours available everywhere. Fox Street is abuzz with rich history, the best steak in Jersey, and a hideout bar. There's so much to take in around this area, but it was time to head back. After a long day in the buzzing streets of Johannesburg, I had to sit down with a refreshing cocktail on a rooftop while listening to good music and watching the sunset. A day well spent.
We are here today because one of the leading global publications, Forbes US, have declared Maboneng, together with Kalk Bay, the coolest city destination to visit in the world for 2018-2019. We are here to celebrate that accolade because it's very important for us when the world decides which coolest place can you visit. Johannesburg appears on that world calendar, so it's a big deal for us. But it also opens up opportunities for young entrepreneurs in this space. It opens up when we generate content. We're making reference to this declaration by a very reputable global international magazine. We are not taking this positioning for granted. We are going to be learning from what Maboneng did right so that we can replicate in mainland, we can replicate in our townships, importantly, so that what happens in the cities can also draw inspiration into our township. So we are quite excited, inspired, and it also opens up more avenues for us. So we don't only have a World Heritage Site in Gauteng in the form of the Cradle of Humankind, we have the coolest world destination.
Cheers to Maboneng and Gauteng.
Cheers to Maboneng, coolest urban destination. What a place, what a time to be alive.
Fashion, travel, music, food, and food. Did I mention food? Well, we're always here to bring you the best. So let's see what our chef has cooked up for us today.
The oldest culinary competition in South Africa crowned 5 individuals at the 40th Unilever Food Solutions Chef of the Year. This year, the competition introduced a new category.
A lot of us were very excited about the new category, which only started this year. Our chef, Craig Elliott, came up with the idea after seeing so many entries with unemployed chefs, decided then to put in a category, to accommodate the chefs that are currently unemployed, to come and showcase their skills and maybe probably get employment, from different stakeholders and other corporates that we partner with. So, I'm excited to say that all of them will be employed through various channels, and Tapiwa was the winner of the upcoming chefs category.
When I entered the competition, I wasn't expecting to win, to be honest. Because I know there's tough competition, or there was tough competition. It wasn't a walk in the park. There was some tough competition. I was actually shocked that I won. Being the first winner in this category means a lot for me. I haven't been working for the past 3 years. I've been out of work. So I needed something that was going to uplift me, something positive that was going to come my way. And I would want to shout out to Unilever, shout out to Chef Craig, shout out to his team down there in Umhlanga who are doing a good job, who put us all in a different group, which was the Rise Up group. And yeah, there we are. We managed to rise up.
This Zimbabwean-born culinary king has background in the hospitality industry, but only formally debuted his cooking skills in the Food Solutions kitchen.
I never worked in a kitchen. Working or being at Unilever Solutions in Umhlanga was actually my first time being in a professional kitchen. That was my first time being in a professional kitchen, and that was it. I actually panicked. I'm a big fan of food channels on DSTV and so forth. So whatever that I did, whatever that I cook, you know, I get ideas, I get some inspiration from that. And at home, I've got 2 boys. You know, we tend to cook. You know, we tend to spend a lot of time in our kitchen and we try new things. And yeah, I'm going to be making you something that is cultural driven, something that we eat here at home, something that we don't see on international television, something that we grew up eating, you know. So it's like I'm reviving that spirit, you know, that younger person in you know, that's gonna make, wow, we used to eat this back home, back in our village, back, you know. So yeah, I'm going to be making sheep trotters, that's commonly known as amanina. I'm going to be making you chicken livers, gizzards, chicken necks, something that you hardly not find, that you wouldn't find in any common restaurant, something that you have to go probably to the township, that you have to drive, you know, to go get. And yeah, I'm going to be making you sorghum pap, something that most of us don't eat maybe in years.
And yeah, he whipped up some African meals today, which was very interesting, very nice. Yeah, not a lot of people do the sheep trotters. A lot of people love them, but there are people who don't like to venture into them. So yeah, it was quite adventurous, and yeah, it came out well, I must say.
Okay, so that's
very interesting.
That's our chicken livers mixed with chicken gizzards and chicken necks. I tried to make almost like a stew out of it. I put tomato soup, the tomato soup. Put some as a thickener, and then I added some peppers just to give it that color. I didn't want it to be dull, so yeah, that's the chicken. And then yeah, after you, chef.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I can't wait to taste the trotters.
Trotters, okay. The trotters. You're looking for something that is easily.
Yeah, this one will work.
It will work for you. Yeah. You know, the thing with the reason why I put such portions is, you know, our traditional foods, you know, there are so many. So you putting them on a small plate and making a small portion, you know, it wouldn't look traditional. So you have to
insult some people.
I will insult some people. So, you know, South Africa, it's a rainbow nation. I have to make it all rainbow. I have to try to squeeze everything, and everyone, you know, has to feel the rainbow in it.
Guys, we'd love to get you trending, so why don't you send us all of your hot fashion tips, all of your holiday destinations, and your favorite meals on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag TrendzTravel. That's on Twitter and on Instagram.
The people are supposed to protect us, but they are against us.
Police then will investigate those that say they are corrupt.
under siege by the gangsters, by the drug dealers.
The community here say at this point in time they have had enough.
The end of the day, what is happening? The police do nothing. The doctors get lost. We are sick and tired of this. We want the government to take note of us.
Talk to us about this Imbiza.
It's a national call for black people to come and have a conversation about the black condition. We have realized that after all that suffering, black people are still going through economic frustration. We also believe that heritage should be there to bring black and white together. We're not against the idea of rainbowism.
So guys, let's talk fashion. Men's Health recently just launched their hottest trends in menswear for the summer and spring season. And of course, our Dapper Njabula was there to let us know how it all went down.
Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Thanks.
The annual South Africa's Men's Health fashion show hit Joburg last week. The brand's ready-to-wear men's attire from some of the most popular South African and international brands took center stage, providing a world-class platform to showcase some of the most current fashion trends.
I think the fashion today was really good. I'm always a fan of David Jones. I mean, I've always been a fan of that brand since they were in Australia before Woolworths bought them. So I really love David Jones. I also like the trends that have come through, especially in menswear, sort of like the fanny packs. I loved the nudes that came out as well. I also love the spark of pastel colors, the pinks, the blues. So I'm definitely excited for summer, and I think this show is really, really good. And I think most of the time with fashion, we always overcomplicate it. But in South Africa, we like keeping it simple. It's summer, let's have fun. You don't need to be all covered up with unnecessary pieces. So I love that it was very deliberate, very sharp, and very simple.
Show is interesting. It's Men's Health, and also it's retail garments. But it's nice to actually come out and see what retail brands are doing, because I mean, as you know, as designers, we're always setting trends and also doing like high fashion. So it was quite nice to come and see the ready-to-wears every day.
It was amazing. It's crazy to see how there can be so many varied looks for men. I mean, we're so used to the pants and the shirt and the jacket, and I saw some nice interpretations of the classics and some really interesting color combinations.
It is absolutely amazing. Look, I'm a fitness guy, but the guys backstage are fitness guys. Like I went backstage, and it's crazy how everyone takes it so seriously. You know what I mean? It's a mess back there. No one actually gets to see how crazy it is, and that really shows how seriously everyone is taking this and how much preparation goes into what everyone saw today.
I think we're still very afraid as men to take the plunge. I mean, I came in and I've got a whole kimono on, and it was a huge thing. I think the retailers are still working on the old standard type of, give me the archetypal 3 pieces, a shirt, the pants, the jacket, the coat, the jumper. And I don't think the ready-to-wear stores are ready to take the plunge, because the market itself doesn't seem to be ready for it. On a runway it translates, we love it, but would we buy it? And that's where the question sort of rests.
Some retail brands are ready for spring-summer collections, and also especially I think for the beachwear, very, very, very ready. And is the public ready with their summer bodies? I don't know.
A summer body is still a thing. You need to go and make sure that things are tight where they need to be. I think this season we are going with more monochrome looks. So we're doing like 2 pieces, a lot of them, whether it's shorts and a shirt or long pants and a t-shirt, but we're keeping the colors very monochrome and bright, the mustards, the ambers, the olives, as far as you can go on the spectrum. Try not to wear socks with anything. I mean, I saw, editorially it works when you're on a runway to wear flops with socks, but it doesn't look good on the streets. Try to keep it clean. We've done the florals in spring, great. The prints in spring, great. But try to keep it as clean as possible, because this time we wanted the nice bodies to show, the great skin to show, the great hair to show. So now fashion has become an accessory to the rest of the look as opposed to being the anchor.
I think, with men's, I think expect something a bit more classic. So expect your nudes, your whites, your nice light sort of nude palette, but also expect a spark of color. So your pinks, your greens are gonna come through. Expect prints are not going anywhere. South Africans love prints, like you can see. So expect a lot of those floral prints, expect a lot of those geometric prints, a lot of shape prints. The fanny pack is not going anywhere. Shorts, so shorts above the knee definitely coming back. I haven't seen actually really any hats. Globally I've seen there's a lot of hats, but I hope that this season we can also wear hats in South Africa. But yeah, man, I think it's all about nudes and a nice spark of color.
Do's and don'ts, there's a lot. But I'm saying people, first of all, get rid of the clothes that you don't need. Give them away to charity, but don't give away clothes that are torn. Give things that you love, but you know that you can't wear. And then start with a bang, with a fresh start of a very breathing wardrobe. And believe the mirror. My message this season is believe the mirror. When the mirror says no, believe it.
It's a wrap, folks. And that's all we have here on today's edition of Trendz Travel. I'm your trendy traveler, Eloise Scoble, signing out from the KZN Midlands Meander. We hope to see you again next week, same time, same place.